Ever do another. My name is Jamie, and today we have the all-new M2 iPad Air. I do have previous episodes on the channel discussing why the M1 iPad Air was my go-to iPad for the last couple years, specifically for that 11-inch size, but now for the first time ever, we have a 13-inch iPad Air. Previously, you'd have to shell out a lot of money if you did want that larger tablet experience with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, but now we do have that 13-inch size in the iPad Air. Now, personally, I am more of an 11-inch user, primarily because I am more of a MacBook user. But if you do like a larger tablet experience at a reasonable, affordable price, at least in my opinion, this is it. Now, I know price is going to be a subjective statement, just like your choice in color, but the new iPad Airs are available in blue, purple, Starlight, as well as space gray. This here is going to be the Starlight. It is a shame that they opted not to have a silver color in the iPad Airs again, because that's my personal choice. But here we are with the Starlight. And perhaps my favorite upgrade in the M2 iPad Airs is the starting storage is now 128 gigabytes. Now, previously it was really hard to recommend the iPad Air, even though it was my preferred iPad, because the starting storage was 64 gigabytes, which I always felt was absolutely too low. And the next bump up was 256, which I do think is overkill for a lot of average users. But 128 is absolutely the sweet spot for her starting storage price. But let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing. The wallpaper art here is so fun. It does manage to spell out air. And we do have the Magic Keyboard. It's going to be the previous generation because that's the one that's compatible with the iPad Airs. And then we do have the Apple Pencil Pro, and we'll get into all that shortly, but let's go ahead and start with the unboxing. And again, taking a quick little look at the wallpaper art there. I do think it's better than the wallpaper art of the Pros. And then we have pull tabs. And as I mentioned, this is the 128 gigabyte model, 13-inch Wi-Fi, but it is also available in cellular. And we have this lovely, oh my God, it's so light. And again, it is the Air, so that's great. You do have the single 12 megapixel camera bump. Again, we'll take a tour of it in just a moment. What else do we get in the box? So we have our instruction manual with stickers. Color matching? Okay, so there's no sticker, not even color matching. The Apple Vision Pro didn't get stickers either, which is concerning. That was a very expensive product. You do have a braided cable, love these, and a, I believe, 20-watt power brick. So box really slimmed down here. Even the size of the box, it got quite smaller. I was curious if we were even gonna get a power brick. Go ahead and open this fella up. Ooh. That sound is so satisfying. Go ahead and pull out the Apple Pencil Pro. So the design of the Apple Pencil Pro also stays the same. Logo here that now says Apple Pencil Pro. So if you do have other Apple Pencils, that's how you'll be able to tell them apart. The art on the Apple Pencil Pro boxes, there's gonna be 5 different ones. It's random, I did order this for shipping, but I'm really excited they did send me the black and white one. It's my preferred one. And again, you have the Apple Pencil Pro, and it's only compatible with the new iPad. So the M2 iPad Air or the M4 iPad Pro. You could also pair it with the USB-C Apple Pencil. There's a lot of Apple Pencils, and that's another option if you do prefer. So setting Apple Pencil to the side. And then let's go ahead and open this up. Shimmy. Bam. And so this is the previous generation Magic Keyboard, which was released in, I want to say 2018, 2020. It's been a few years, but so this is the version that is compatible with the M2 iPad Airs, and it's white. It does have the same plasticky feel as the new Magic Keyboard, but the really cool thing is that it's just going to snap on there, and I don't imagine we'll get any Apple stickers in here either. And setting up an iPad is always super quick and easy. All you got to do is just bring over your iPhone, and the process literally just happens for you. But connecting this to the Magic Keyboard, and magnetically, bam, that's so cool there. And then the pencil will also magnetically attach. And one of my favorite things about the iPad is that it literally just becomes whatever you want. You want to be more productive, like this keyboard style, you could go ahead and attach it to the Magic Keyboard, or of course, any other case or keyboard, because there are plenty of other third-party options. But another huge upgrade, aside from the M2 chip, is that the selfie camera is now in landscape orientation. So when you're having a video call, there's no awkward side. Stage Manager did work great, but you still got this like side shot of your face, and it was just not flattering, especially when you're trying to give eye attention like I do to the camera. You would have to kind of be looking over to the side, so that was super awkward. This also still does inherit Touch ID from the M1 iPad Air, so no Face ID or anything like that. Single USB-C port, so it's not Thunderbolt, but you can still transfer data if necessary. You do have a rear 12 megapixel camera, and the Magic Keyboard does have a charging USB-C port as well. So you could do data here, you could do charging here. Speeds are a little slower. I want to say it's about 20 watts. And with Apple going all in with the landscape camera, I really thought that they would turn the Apple logo in that landscape orientation as well, but it's still in portrait orientation. Of course, that's no big deal. We already discussed that the starting storage is 128 gigabytes for $599 in the US. I do think that is a great price, but you could also cap it up to 1 terabyte if that's what you need. I, of course, do expect the M2 chip will be able to handle iPadOS just fine, but I'm really excited to see what WWDC has in store for us, and it's just a couple weeks away. We got some really great surprises last year. We're now able to dock our iPad to an external display like the Studio Display, so it is able to support 5K monitors, which really changes up the workflow. I do think it's a little bit overkill, but it looks really nice. Final Cut Pro for iPad will soon be seeing some much welcome updates as well. Although not yet released, it's only been announced, you'll soon be able to work off an SSD card. So you could open up your Final Cut libraries on your iPad, work on it here, and then when you get home, you could start working on your projects over on your Mac. Now, we can only just hope for a better Files app. Please, Apple, make it more like Finder. Now, I do think I've said this already, but my recommended spec will be the base model, which is really weird to say for an Apple product. So all you'll need to do is decide your color preference as well as your size. Again, 11, 13 inch. If you've never held the previous 12.9 inch iPad Pro, I definitely recommend going to an Apple store because it's a very different tablet experience. I know for my 11 inch, I do like to hold it in this portrait mode, but for the 12.9 inch iPad Pro that I still have, and I still use it, but I do like to hold it in this landscape form where I could just do split screen or stage manager. So again, it's really going to come down to preference. But if you've never held one of these, I definitely recommend seeing if you could go to an Apple store if possible, because it is a very different experience. And then as far as should you update, if your current iPad is damaged or perhaps out of storage because you did start with that 64 gigabytes, then yeah, absolutely. Or if you just want to take advantage of this 13-inch size, I think it's absolutely fantastic that they're offering it in the iPad Airs, so you don't have to shell out all of that money for the Pros if you don't really need or utilize those Pro features, which is what we've seen with the MacBook Airs 13, 15-inch, so love that as well as the iPhone and iPhone Plus. The Apple Pencil lineup, though, does need some straightening up. So again, this is compatible with the Apple Pencil Pro or the USB-C version. There's 2 other versions out there, so definitely choose wisely. But this now provides Find My support, haptic feedback, which is oddly satisfying, and it has a built-in gyroscope, so it's able to detect this barrel roll function when you are writing or illustrating. And the screen itself is still a stunning liquid retina display as we've seen in prior iPads. It is still a 60 Hz monitor, but with the M1 chip, now the M2 chip, everything is super fast, snappy, and responsive. I don't think you're going to notice very much latency over the ProMotion devices, but if you are looking to pick up your very first iPad, congratulations. Now, this is going to be one of the very few times I don't recommend you go for a refurbished model. Again, primarily because of that starting storage. The 128 is just such the sweet spot, and I highly can't recommend this iPad enough. If you do have any specific questions, go ahead and leave them down below. This is a quick overview and unboxing. And while you're down there, don't go hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and until next time, see ya.